Hello, Mr Barton here. In this video we are going to take a look at how you can share the wonderful scheme of work that you've created with all your colleagues and ensure that the students who need to be assigned the scheme of work are in fact assigned the scheme of work. Now, there are two completely different ways of doing this, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to make my case for the second way, but I'll show you them both and then it's completely up to you to decide. The first way you kind of already know how to do because it works exactly the same as when you assign a scheme of work just to your own class. So the way this works is that a teacher builds all the schemes of work for the school, and this job tends to be kind of lumbered on the person in the department who's described as the techie one or the one who's good with computers. So they build all the schemes of work for the school and then they assign them to every class within the school. So to do this, if you're that very teacher, then you've just got to make sure that on diagnostic questions you are assigned to every single class. So to do that, just go to the home screen and then just click on classes and you'll get a list of all the classes in your school, and just make sure your name is one of the teachers registered next to the class. And if it's not, just click on edit and you can just tick your name there. But I'm Dumbledore in this instance, and in this case I'm assigned to the 4 classes that I need to be. So once that's the case, I then go ahead and assign all the classes. So imagine I am doing the Year 10 foundation scheme of work. I click on the little tick button here and I just write in the classes that need it. So Hufflepuff, for example, and let's go for Gryffindor, for example. And then I click assign, and then all those students will have the scheme of work, the Year 10 foundation scheme of work for the entire year. Now, what could be simpler than that, I hear you saying, and why are you being annoying and saying to me I should do something different? Well, this method is absolutely fine, but the problem is you don't get that extra degree of flexibility. So imagine, for example, that Hufflepuff and Gryffindor both start the year off on rounding, but it becomes very apparent very early on that Gryffindor students are really good at rounding, whereas Hufflepuff students are struggling a little bit. And Gryffindor want to shave half a week off the scheme of work, and Hufflepuff want to add a week onto the scheme of work. Well, that's not possible doing it this method, because if one teacher changes the scheme of work, it affects it for the other teacher as well, because they've just been assigned it by Dumbledore. So if Dumbledore makes a change for Hufflepuff, that change also happens for Gryffindor. So the teachers of Hufflepuff and Gryffindor do not have full control over their own scheme of work, which seems a shame. So I'm going to show you the other method, and I promise it's just as simple. Everything remains exactly the same, but if you're Dumbledore, once you've built your schemes of work, you're just going to click to enable sharing with your colleagues. And to do that, you just click on your little pencil button as ever, and you get your edit scheme of work page. And then you just go to sharing settings, and at the moment it's private, so just old Dumbly can see it. But if you change it to colleagues and click save, now all your colleagues have access to it. And I'm going to show you when your colleagues log in the next video how they can then adopt your scheme of work and change it to suit their heart's desires. Okay, hope that was useful. Take care. Bye for now.